Alrighty, so what's up boys and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we got our buildnow.gg wishlist. So this has actually been quite requested from some people that have been watching the BNG videos. A lot of people asking whether or not I have some thoughts and ideas for some stuff for future updates and things that they should add. So I figured I might as well just, combine it all into a video and come up with a full wish list. Now, I don't think this should all be added immediately into the game. These are just ideas I think would be good for future updates if they continuously, keep the updates active and stuff like that. I think implementing these things over time and testing them at a smaller scale even than the scale that I have everything set up for this video could be a very great start. And I don't know, these are just simply ideas to give out to the BNG developers and the people helping out making the game, because your boy has quite a lot of ideas for games and stuff like that, especially for the ones we had for .lol. Kind of recycled here, but more for BNG. Anyways boys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub. Here's our YouTube comment shout out. Let's go and get to it, boys. Alrighty guys, so basically just to start off here, so we are going to be having some gameplay up in the background. I got some extra background footage for you guys from some .lol events and stuff like that. I know it's not building out GG, but I just need to play the game some more to get some more background footage, so sorry for not being BNG, but we got the wish list, boys, so that's good enough, and we'll be highlighting some of those in the video with some editing and whatnot. So basically what the first category we're going to be starting off with, the Battle Royale mode. I think this is the first thing that a lot of people have that comes into mind when they think about a rip-off Fortnite game, is adding a good Battle Royale mode. Now 1v1.lol did touch on this a little bit with their own type of mode. It just really did not do well because they ended up changing it to Showdown, which included the loadouts and stuff like that. I believe the original Battle Royale mode was actually really good for the game, and if they just improved upon that, that could have been done really, really well. But let's not talk about .lol, we're here for BNG. So basically, you need a lot of weapon variety and whatnot, especially for chests and floor loot. Floor loot is an absolute must because people can just know where the spawns of chests are and they can just camp them and make it more annoying for you to loot. But if there's floor loot, there's a lot higher of a chance that you can actually grab loot without having to engage with the person, especially if there's like a spot with just one chest or something like that. Gives you a chance to fight back. I don't know, just creates more action especially off spawn, instead of just having only end game fights. But there's other ways to make more end game fights as well, which we'll be covering later here in the video. But also do not include a loadout system. I know sometimes I know that at the beginning I said we're not going to talk about .lol, but at the same time a lot of these points are kind of some things that .lol did that could have not been done, that would have been a lot better for a battle royale type mode. So I'm just kind of giving ideas here and making sure that they look at .lol and be like, all right, don't do those things, because they were really bad. This is just based on feedback I've gotten from other people and from myself, based on how .lol handled the battle royale mode. And of course, prioritize the server performance. Now the amount of players that should be in the lobby should be about 16 to 20. Now I say 16 and 20 because I think that the map shouldn't be too crazy, like the designs on buildings. I don't care if the building says, it has like a specific sign that says like Mart or something like that. I'd prefer if the map just had named locations and then you could focus on less textures in the actual map itself. That way, you can have more people in the map, so you can have a larger map, and you could also have more fighting towards like the middle end game, and you can actually have some starting off fights as well, and then have some more popular POIs that have more loot and whatnot. Obviously it doesn't need to be absolutely massive. I think even the .lol map was actually pretty decently sized, but it needs more buildings and needs to have a lot more things closer together rather than you just running around the map a lot more. But then again, there could be things you could add like mobility items, which we'll touch on here pretty soon. So obviously you also need no materials off the bat. Giving materials off the bat has always led to Sweat just dominating the first little bit and just boxing up little Timmy and stuff like that, especially in just a regular queue where there's no ranked mode. Little Timmy's just gonna get boxed up every single time. So most definitely do not have unlimited builds or starting off with builds or anything like that. Just go ahead and have it to where you have to actually collect builds, but you need to make it a little easier to collect builds. That way you can actually build and have real build fights later on, and then maybe even like siphon builds or something like that, where if you kill a player they'll drop some builds for you, you can pick those up, and then you get extra materials for killing players or whatnot, so it incentivizes getting kills instead of just camping for the end game. Now onto the next topic for Battle Royale. So obviously you're going to need health and shields. So health and shields are most definitely something you're going to want as well, especially since players are always going to be damaging each other and whatnot, and there's going to be fall damage. I would hope there's fall damage in the Battle Royale mode, so you can help recover, make those fights last a little bit longer. So just a quick little idea there. Obviously, so there is the training mode. If you guys did not know, in the regular training mode, there is currently a chest and a bush in those modes, or in that mode. And just to let you guys know, I think that's kind of like a tease towards Battle Royale, because why the hell is there randomly a bush and a chest sitting next to each other? I know the chests are meant to spawn the weapons for you, but what the hell is the bush there for? I think that it's honestly him kind of, you know, testing in the game whether the bush is really good or not, or people are going to use it in the training mode, or just to kind of tease that Battle Royale is coming, because they're probably going to have bushes around the map and whatnot. So I don't know, we'll have to see. But also, we're definitely going to need more wacky types of items. That's definitely something that should most definitely be added. We'll touch up on that more later. And then adding a ranked mode, which we'll be getting into right now actually. So adding a ranked mode and having like its own little ranked category would be very nice. So obviously that's going to be another thing we're going to be talking about here, boys. So let's go ahead and head straight into the ranked modes. Alrighty, boys, so we're off to the second thing on the wish list here. So ranked modes, boys. So ranked modes have always done fairly well when it comes to most games. Now the only problem with ranked mode is it does take players from the main playlist, and as BNG doesn't have that large of a player base at the moment, I believe that there should only be about 1 to maybe 2 absolutely max ranked modes at one time. Now I would start off with maybe just Zone Wars, start off small, so it's like a smaller playlist, so it's only taking, you know, smaller amounts of lobbies of people. And then maybe once they add a BR mode, then you can add it to that, or you could just make it only that, and that would be a pretty good start, I think, my own opinion. Now to make sure that, you know, you don't have just players only playing ranked, obviously still create those incentives for the regular challenges, which will be covering challenges and stuff like that more later into the video. But for the most part, most definitely just focus on just the quality of how ranked goes and how ranked is ran, especially with the point system and stuff like that. I believe that the point system should most definitely be beneficial towards placement, but of course if you get high kill games, then it should be pretty beneficial. So still give a good amount of points for getting kills, or getting a lot of kills at least. And you know, if you put enough points per kill to the point where you get like 10 kills in a game, then it adds up to the placement, then that's pretty good, I think. Because I mean, if you kill more than half the lobby, you most definitely should be ranking up a lot quicker than a lot of other players that are just sitting there and camping for the placement. So that's just my thoughts on the how the SR system or the PR system should work for it. And then you should add a leaderboard as well. I think a leaderboard would go pretty well in the game, especially since it would give people, you know, like a thing to grind for, and they could be up on the leaderboard so people to check them out, which they could go check out their socials and stuff like that, because they can have their socials in their name, and they can go ahead and, you know, give content creators a boost since they have something to grind for, and there's more content for them to make out of those leaderboards. So I think overall it just kind of cycles around, and it helps creators overall, since it's something to continuously grind for. And also on top of that, it should be reset every like 3 to 4 months. I really honestly, it shouldn't even be reset that often, like in general, only because you know, if you keep resetting it, people are gonna definitely get tired of having to grind up and up and over again. But if you give people a chance to grind like super high ranks and stuff like that, or to grind to super high like PR, then people will try to break records when the reset comes along, and then you got people playing for even longer periods, and they have something to feel like they have accomplished for. Now, talking about the ranks as well, I believe that there should only be about 5 to 6 ranks. So for like example, we should have like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and maybe like diamond, and something like, I don't know, like champion or elite or something like that. So I know it's very similar to other games and games like .lol, but I just really think it should be very simple ranks just to start off with. And then once, you know, there's more player counts, once there's a lot more players playing ranked, and once there's players that have hit those top ranks, then you can add more ranks. I just don't think adding a bunch of ranks where you have to split up these ranks to play against each other on a really small player base makes any sense, because you're going to end up with top players in like rank 8 or 9 ended up playing with like rank 4 or 3 just to get like a queue in the middle of the night. Instead, you'll have the rank difference only being from like 1 to 6. So then you can have people play from like 6 to 4, and then like 4 to 2, and then like 1 to 2. I don't know, something like that, or even unranked to 2. Just ideas like that I think would be pretty good for ranked, and I think overall ranked is a really good in general idea, especially if you want to get the competitive scene involved and get them more into the game rather than just hosting their own things and in their own servers, which I think hosting their own servers is still pretty healthy for the game. But at the same time, creating that in-game leaderboard will most definitely help out with the with like the public servers and stuff like that. Anyways, boys, that's pretty much going to cover for the ranked modes, and now we're going to be going into more fun items. That's the next category. Alrighty, boys, so this is a pretty short category here, so we're going to try to breeze right through it. So we got the more fun items part of the wish list. So this is the third thing. I don't know why I said first. The third thing being added onto the wish list. So basically adding weapons or items that just make the game more wacky or even just more competitive in a way. So adding things like like that do lightning damage, fire damage, poison damage, like poison grenades or something like that, or fire grenades. I don't know, even like a lightning type of weapon, like a Zapatron, kind of like from what Fortnite had and stuff like that. Just having weapons like those, I think, is pretty fun to add, especially since you can create a lot of content out of it. You don't even have to have in all the modes, just the basic modes, so creators can go ahead and use them and make videos out of them. You don't even have to make them do anything crazy, just simply what the type of damage that it is, like poison damage, just take away some health over time. Lightning does shield and health depending, and then fire will, I don't know, you can choose between health and both. I don't know, with fire it's a little different, but I think those are just simple things. You don't even need to add like crazy fire effects, or it doesn't have to affect builds, like just something simple just to start off with, so you can test it, and then players can go ahead and use that, and then creators can go ahead and make content out of that. And then a lot more people will start hopping on the game if you add more wacky items and stuff like that, especially in like zero build mode. I think it'd be really fun if had like a like an items only mode where you're just kind of throwing things at each other, and hoping that you end up getting a kill, or like pickaxe only in the items. I don't know, just something fun. And then obviously more mobility items is another thing that should be added, is more mobility. So I think just simple things like starting off with just like shockwave grenades, kind of like how Fortnite has, or even just jump pads where you can place a jump pad down, or maybe there's just jump pads on the map for like a specific mode and you can hit those, and then eventually just lead it up into more mobility items. I think mobility items would go really good, especially if you eventually add a BR mode so people can get around the map quicker, and there's a lot more fighting and stuff that goes on during the match. So that's most definitely something to be explored there. And then not only that, but mix the items in, so don't just have the items in there permanently, kind of rotate them out, kind of like a meta, I guess you could say, but it's not really a meta. It's just you kind of rotating in, rotating out, so that way it keeps the game fresh, and you don't have to have all of these items in the game at once. I mean, unless you want like a specific mode with all those items in only, I guess that would be something you could do, but then just make that mode like seasonal or something. Unless it's really requested and there's a ton of players that are willing to play the mode at all times, then most definitely keep it. But I don't know, I just think it's a really good idea. But anyways, boys, that covers for the more fun items, and now we're going to be getting into more seasonal themed updates as part of the next part of the wish list. See you guys there. Alrighty, boys, and now on to the next category. So we got these seasonal themed updates. So obviously most games do this already, even like games like Double have done this previously, or Fortnite, where they have seasonal items and cosmetics. So seasonal items and cosmetics bring a lot of people on, especially during the holidays, because they want to grind for those things, kind of mixing those things in with possibly even challenges where you can kind of earn them. Like even if it's not like full skins, or it's like just a backpack or a pickaxe or something like that, I think just creating incentives with those seasonal themed updates will bring a lot more activity on, especially during the holidays. You gotta give people a reason to hop on during the holidays and spend it instead of like playing other games that have their seasonal type updates. So I just think that can bring a lot more activity to the game, especially towards mobile. There's a lot of mobile players on the game, not as many as you would think for PC, but still, I just think for content creators as well, that's something that they could make for their videos and maybe for really flashy thumbnails and stuff like that. So most definitely try to visit these seasonal themed updates. And then I'm just going to give some examples here for like items you can have in game as well, similar to how the present was put in during the winter update. You could do things like the like for I'd say for like Easter, you can have like eggs, like Easter eggs, a treasure chest for like the summertime, a cauldron for like Halloween, or like a, I don't know, like a Halloween candy basket or something, and like a cornucopia for like Thanksgiving. Just some ideas there. I'm just kind of spitballing out. And then obviously seasonal challenges or something you're going to want to add as well. So that's kind of relating back to the cosmetics that you can try to earn. Just have those challenges to where it's kind of like the hunts that Lol had, where you can do like certain tiers and you can unlock like certain items, like whether it's like XP or it's like something for, I don't know, for like your account, or something for like the like your backpack or something like that. Just simple things, doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then maybe even the final item can be a skin. I don't know, just some ideas, spitballing. That pretty much covers it for the seasonal themed updates, and we're going to be going ahead and getting into the more creative incentives. Alrighty, so on to the next category, boys. So we got the more creator incentives. So basically what I mean by the more incentives is just more things that creators can earn from the game itself. So it's kind of similar to the system that they have now. So you can actually earn items in the game just for being a verified creator in their official Discord. Of course, you guys can find this Discord in the link in the description down below. So if you guys are any interested creators that meet the requirements, go ahead and join up in there. Go ahead and get creator verified. They only have it for YouTube and Twitch currently. They don't have it for Kick or TikTok or anything like that, which they could eventually add down the road, which is one of the things I'm going to suggest, is have more incentives for other platforms. That way you got more people in the other platforms trying to spread out the game rather than just it being stuck to 2 platforms. And obviously you got the Discord server boosters that also get it as well. So I guess that's just something that they've also branched out to. But to get more into the actual incentives of what they should give out, so I really think that they should eventually get into where they give creators like a early look into updates and stuff like that. Even if it's just a small sneak peek or like something like a blurry photo or like something cryptic, that way creators can go ahead and try to speculate on that update and use that in a video. So that way you get more videos out of an update rather than just, getting just that one where the update comes out. You get people theorizing what's coming up. You get people, potentially figuring out what's coming up, and then, those creators blow up and whatnot, and they get a lot more views, and those creators continue to create for the game, and they get also some reassurance that the game is still being worked on and that there is a future update coming where these items are going to be added. Obviously, you don't want to give away the full update, so just small little snippets are fine for now. So I don't know, maybe something that could be explored there. And then eventually, like later down the road, if it does really well, or if it will do really well and there's big enough creators, I really think that there should be creator skins and bundles. So this is definitely that should be worked out with the creators themselves. Obviously, it doesn't have to be something absolutely crazy like game breaking, but I think that they should have a say in like how the model looks at least, or like the color scheme or something on it. And it's kind of like let them customize the skin a little bit. That way it's more personalized to them, and that way people that are playing the game that are their fans will most definitely want to come and buy those skins. And when they buy those skins, they end up going back to the game anyways, and it helps out the creators. You don't even have to pay the creators themselves. Helps them out because it bounces back towards all of the players that are buying the skins, and also it's free promotion for the creator itself because they get like maybe like their link or their socials linked, and like the link for the promo for it. Just something small, nothing too crazy, but those are just ideas for later down the road. And then now, boys, we're going to be going into the final category, which is kind of like the summary here. So I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, boys, and that pretty much sums it up for the entirety of the wish list here. So these are simply just ideas. Like I said, I don't think this should all be added in one mega update. I think these are things that should be implemented over time, just so we can keep the game nice and fresh, and that we can get new creators and stuff like that, because I'm definitely interested in making content in this game, but it just needs to be more consistent for me to stick around for longer than just a short period. 2 updates is definitely a big improvement from none, but it needs to be more consistent so more creators can go ahead and jump in and feel more reassured that the game is going to continue to stay. So hopefully the developer can keep up with everything, and I hope that some of these things are officially added. And if the developers want to reach out for anything like that and try to get ideas off me, most definitely try to do that. But of course, you don't even have to. You can just watch this video back, and those are all the ideas that I pretty much have. Or if you want to ask for specifics, I guess that's fine as well. You guys can find me on my Discord. I got my official Discord link down below. Make sure not to join the old Discords, guys. Those ones are discontinued. Make sure to join the official community Discord. Anyways, boys, that's pretty much going to cut it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like and sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, boys.